would you say that will signaling a new era, a new age that's coming forth? Because as you're saying, like, I feel like when it comes to YouTube, we're just at like a breaking point. Everyone's just doing the same kind of things, you know, reaction videos, shock things, clickbait, all of these things. I feel like something is coming to take it over because eventually everyone's just going to be bored of it. I feel.
Yeah. Perhaps there's always going to be a new wave of something. There's always going to be a new something. I can't tell you what that is because I don't understand what all of that looks like. The stratosphere, I don't get what people like. So I'm not sure, but there will be a new thing. And I know, like, if you're getting bored of it, I'm getting bored of it. Not to say that we're the world, but I'm sure they're getting bored of it too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, probably something else.
100%, man.
But then it always has its own rabbit hole at some point.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I feel like the people who kind of like started off some of these massive trends, they've got their coin. But if you look at the viewership, it's starting to tank now. So I feel like the peak has happened.
Yeah, I saw this one about this like skateboard guy, and he like kind of merged with Scientology.
Okay.
Have you heard about that?
Oh,
I don't know his name, but he didn't have much confidence or much good or great communication skills. Then he went to Scientology and did some courses and changed. But he was also a talented skater.
Okay.
And then from there, he did like some things on YouTube, and it grew up and he started teaching people kick flips and little things, and then it grew up, and it turned some massive thing, and then they just started skating like a table, or skating like a door, or skating an iPad, or skating like just random stuff, and then you could see that it was building exponentially, and people getting bored of this kind of topic, and then he kind of sold them out in a way, went back to Scientology, did all these other courses, and then he like destroyed the skate park because he said that, you know, they couldn't negotiate on whatever, didn't tell the team. He just changed.
Wow.
Or maybe he was always that way, I suppose. But but it was like Scientology.
Fucking Scientology, man.
Fucking chilly, man.
It is, isn't it?
Damn.
Yeah, we're ill-equipped.
Legitly. And I decided to wear double shit as well. It ain't enough.
Man.
But yeah, no, it was just like a compilation of people that were once bright sparks in their niche, and life changes, money changes them.
Yeah.
Money changes them massively.
Money, or would you reckon for some of them an event happened? Because I think like a lot of us, we do things for the money, but when we have enough of it, I feel like some of us are just like, no, there's more to life.
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely be a thing.
I think it depends on the person, right?
It could definitely be a thing, but it's normally quite negative. It's never. I don't rarely ever see them say, you know what, we're done with the channel, or we're gonna sell the channel, or we're gonna take a different direction and done. It's always just like some really drastic ending, and none of talking, and beef happens. It's always quite mad.
Yeah,
it always ends that way. I don't know why. I mean, I have had my theories, but it just never changes. It never changes. You know, it's always beef when it comes to these YouTubers.
Yeah. Do you know what I was just thinking? Like, because we have the YouTube cycle. YouTube is like an empire.
Yeah.
It started early 2000s, 2007, 2008, around that time. Maybe even 2005.
Maybe.
But now it's been 20 years, and we're starting to see
years of YouTube.
Like, the degradation of it. Where people who grew up with it for a very long time, just trying to do it just for. Thank you. They were doing it for the views, just to make entertainment and to help other people. They've hit a plateau, and now they're just degraded.
Yes. Yeah.
So degenerate era. Like with civilizations, you always get the degenerate era, right? Where things just go boom.
Yep. Yeah.
And I feel like usually it's the next generation. Like the generation that builds it is strong, but it's usually like maybe 2 or 3 generations down. Those people are the ones who kind of just bring the ruin and the degeneration.
Right.
So I feel like most recent YouTubers are copying a lot of content that they've seen before.
Yes.
Not really researching it.
Yes.
Or they're doing things that it's just clickbait material.
Right.
Or trying to fight each other. Because that's what I feel like. If you're a YouTube personality and you want to get a lot of money, you want to try to fight them. You want to try to have some kind of beat. because attention is the new currency. It seems. Degradation, man.
On that note, right?
Oh, the price of attention. Hey, aye, man. I need to see that one.
That
man.
one got heaved today.
Today.
Heaved. That's why I was in my room.
Damn. No, I'm not hungry, Ma.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Give me your money. Whoop.
Yeah, that was good.
That's peak.
That was pretty good. Yeah,
That's peak.
that had to be done. I enjoyed that shit.
Shit.
I had that in mind like yesterday.
Mm.
We'll get to it later.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, there's something that you mentioned about that, about people fighting and right. It tells you about our society because it means that people, they're only attracted to beef and war and hate and violence, isn't it? That's what sells.
Okay. This kind of reminds me of an episode of Black Mirror that I watched.
Which one?
Plaything.
Okay.
That one really resonated with me.
Okay.
Because the guy was like, humans are inherently Neanderthals and they always look for violence.
Right.
And I was like, oh, like it's something that's so glaringly obvious, but it's something that we as humans cannot fix, man.
Nope.
We're always looking for something more.
Yeah.
We always get threatened when someone comes to take something from us.
That's it.
It's always something inherent of us that just.
I mean, if you want to get real twisted about it, just over the millennia and the cycles of all these like ancient beings and ancestors, there's always a race of people that are just warrior-esque.
Yeah.
And they often talk about the idea that men are from Mars, Martians, because the story is that they were like a man-centric race, and they blew up they fucked up they fucked up Mars, and they came here, and then they ended up meshing with the Atlanteans.
Okay.
Did I tell you about that one?
You didn't?
No. Okay. And the Atlanteans were women, young, and obviously you know what happened there. They're these old Martian aggressors just
old Martian.
Come here, young gal. Macking them in. Just
oh man.
So they started getting bent over, and then before you knew it, you had this kind of battle between their way of doing the masculine way of doing things and the feminine way of doing things.
Okay.
And the masculine obviously took over, and then that changed the way that this world was run. This is a story. Interesting though, isn't it? Because obviously they bred with them, and it's the two energies.
Yeah.
You know So it's
I mean, it does sound like a story, yet I feel like there is truth to it. Because they say humankind has been around for so long, but the planet Earth is like billions of years old.
Yeah.
But we've only been here for a very short, minute time.
If not multi-billions of years, like multi-billions?
Yeah.
Multi-billion, like billions, hundreds of billions of years old, if not that.
Because I watched a video, basically, and it was like, the whole world was basically an hour long. Yeah, from its creation to right now, it's an hour long. We have only been alive with it for 5 seconds of that whole hour.
Oh.
And I was like,
damn, we ain't seen shit.
So with the moon the way it is, the moon should be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might got just wrong, it should be 200 times smaller than it is now.
Because of what?
Well, it should be.
Oh.
For the moon to be the distance it is, to do what it does, it should be 200 times smaller than it is currently. Because if you compare it to other moons in the solar system and in the galaxy, the moon is way too big. It's an anomaly.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, all these little things are happening.
Satellite
like,
moon. Satellite.
Hello, satellite moon.
Satellite moon.
I talk about the artificial sun. Maybe the moon is the artificial sun. It's just looking at us just like, he's onto us.
I mean, there is a lot of weird stuff with the moon and the crater sizes and all the rocks being a certain. Yeah. We've gone into that before. It's weird. It is weird. I remember hearing something about it's a station where beings view us or something, or they absorb the energy. I don't know, something.
Maybe some observation deck or something. Yeah.
Perhaps. I mean, I've heard some things about Saturn, which you'll get onto when you watch the Untold Library.
Okay.
Talk about what they call him again? Saturnarian? I don't know. there's a term,
Saturnarian.
something like that, but it talks about like the black cubes that are all over the world.
Okay.
And that
the chodes.
And then even mentions about like a particular individual of people that go around a black cube, and they go around it counterclockwise, which is the same way that the Saturn rings go.
Okay.
Right. Why? I'm not sure, but that's what they do.
And you know what I'm hearing in your mouth? Travel. Because I feel like in this country we're missing a lot of these things. And it is like,
I don't know if I can sustain.
This is like a filament country, man. We're just in a dome.
Feels that way sometimes.
We're definitely in a dome. Yeah.
It feels like every city has a kind of dome-like energy about it, where it doesn't seep into other countries or cities.
Yeah.
So like Manchester have their own way, and London have their own way. So there's certain things that are similar, but there's certain things that don't seep.
Yeah.
It's just don't seep. Zip tie.
Yeah.
Don't seep.
Crazy. So yeah. So moon, Saturn.
Yeah. Basically, there was a time where Saturn allegedly was the main sun.
Okay. Wow.
Apparently, there was people from that time that called Saturn that was their main sun. Hence the worship for Saturn.
Okay.
And Saturn is about metaphysically, no. In terms of the characteristics of Saturn, it's about discipline, it's about order, it's about structure and time.
Okay.
Time is Saturn is about time. But yeah, it's a whole nother thing.
Shit.
It's a whole nother thing. So yeah, that basically, like, we're governed by Saturn. And when our star stuff comes from wherever it does, from the ether, we go through Saturn and get stamped with a time, and then we end up here. Literally, like Death Note. You see your death time, basically.
Oh, damn.
So once you go through that planet, and you're born into from a womb, or wherever house happens nowadays.
Oh, shit.
Then that is the last kind of like stardust that is imprinted on you. Wow. And then that governs your time and your age. But I don't know.
It's all doing that to you, and you come out the wound.
Literally.
I can't discount it, man. Anything is possible, and I think that's the beauty of it. I think what is really upsetting is the fact that people believe in one binary reality when there is a plethora of possibilities.
Massively.
Yeah.
Oh, this is chaffing, man.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
We should bounce.
Bounce. All right.
I can't do it anymore.
Man. Oh, yeah.
You got shifters on you. Damn.
Shift-ish.